Namaste.
Namaste.
I've been following your pointings.
Okay. Sorry, can you hear at the back? Yes. How far back? It's good. Okay.
I've been following your pointings, and I see there's this oscillation between the one who is seeking and wanting to find something, and that is seen, even the subtlest sense of trying to find something within myself, any sense of turning within or looking without, or any sense of seeking is seen as a movement. So then this oscillates to a sense of wanting to surrender, feeling there's actually nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do.
Yes.
So this then transforms into a sense of wanting to surrender, which is perhaps a disguise for another sense of then finding something, seeking something through surrender. And so then I wonder, is it just grace? Is it really just grace if there's nothing I can do through?
Yes. I mean, in fact, all of life is grace. We're swimming in grace. We're like fishes dying of thirst in the ocean. And I say this simply because something seemed to block our awareness of the fullness of who we are. And because of that, it's like your life is here, everything is here, but at the same time, we're missing it. And I want to go into showing you how that happens. You say, anyway, that you are aware of this oscillation within your being. On one hand, it seems to be that you are aware that every single thing that appears and is perceived in you and by you, that you're aware that it is an object of perception. Every movement, even the subtlest movement, is detected by some perceiving force. This is true for everyone. I don't think anyone can deny that. That there's an awareness that everything that is moved, that you care to see, because you cannot say you see every movement. Some movements you cannot see, but every movement that has occurred to you, you have perceived them, whether it is in the form of a thought, feeling, some emotion, whether it is a creation of the imagination, or whether it is something really presented through memory. All of this is perceived. Everything is perceived. The dream is perceived, waking state is perceived, nausea is perceived, anxiety is perceived, intense seeking is perceived. You see? So that you've actually looked at that and say, well, I've perceived all of that. Then you shifted the thing and say, on the other extreme of the oscillation, I see that there's nothing I can do about what I'm seeing. There's nothing I can do. So then, feeling that there's nothing really I can do to change things, really, I feel the only thing I'm left with is to surrender, you see? Because at least to surrender. But something knows that even that perhaps is just coming because there's nothing I can do. So we want to take that further today and right now also. What is it that you mean when you say, I can perceive everything that arises in my mind, it is perceived. Otherwise, it does not exist. Until or unless the mind says something is here, then experientially it is not. If the mind does not detect it and say, this is like this, then it doesn't register in the consciousness. So everything you perceive through your mind is something that it is felt as an experience, and then it comes and goes. Every thought comes and then goes. Some thoughts come and they perish right there because they didn't have real contact with which is necessary for thinking. A thought cannot just think itself. A thought arises and must contact something. an interested party, you may call the thinker. And with the thinker's interest, it proliferates into thinking. That's what we call thinking. So some thoughts, they, as energy, potential, they come, and they didn't meet any interest. So they just dissipate right there. And you have no recollection that such a thing even happened. Perhaps hundreds of thousands of times in a day, thought energies arrive somehow, but they perish right there because you have no interest in them. You can only be disturbed or affected by something you have interest in. If you have no interest in it, it's as though it doesn't exist. It doesn't register in consciousness that it even occur. Now, I want to say something before we go to the other oscillation about this observing. What you have shared is the capacity to observe enough to say everything, however subtle, is perceived somehow in me. By what exactly? I don't know. I just know that they are perceived. Okay? They are perceived, and somehow you say after, but there's nothing I can do about this. Otherwise, we go here. One thing you can say is that everything you can perceive, thought, time, the sense of time and change, however subtle, everything is perceived. Can we agree on this? Yeah. If everything that appears, even as an idea of about future or past, something imagined or something actual, everything is perceived. By what is perceived? Because every object of perception, every sensation is perceived to arise, to seem to be present for a while, and also to go. You cannot be any of that, because if you are the thing which arises and goes, then when it goes, you will also be gone. But you are here to witness the arising, the sense of presence, and the departure of every thought, every feeling. You remain after. It's clear? Who are you? The perceiver of thoughts, the experiencer of experience. To whom do they occur? What perceives all? Even now, as you're standing here, you're aware of your presence being here. Maybe you're aware that you're not totally comfortable, maybe because so many people are behind you and talking. All this is arising in awareness, okay? Including the present feeling, perhaps of feeling a little bit uncomfortable or something. All of that is seen. That which is perceiving everything, please see if you can follow, because here is where many people feel they can't. That which is perceiving everything, outside and inside. Outside, on this side of the eyes, everything is perceivable. And behind the eyes, in the feeling, in the realm of thought and feeling and memory, that is also perceived, okay? Can that which perceive, can that itself be perceived? That is a very, if I can get you interested in this question, already we are fully into a very important discovering process. That which is perceiving, where is it placed? Where is it? Where is the perceiver to whom all the universe, the sense of time, present, past, the function of memory, the function of intellect, all of this reports to that perceiving principle. Okay? Where is the location of this perceiving? And can it itself be perceived? Is there a perceiver perceiving? Is there a perceiver perceiving? Because if there was a perceiver as an entity perceiving, then what is perceiving that perceiver? Can we just play with this for a moment or two? Because this is at the very root of the most profound discovering of what you may call spirituality. because you will not end up with merely an intellectual answer. You have to come to an experiential discovery. Meaning you are going to discover who you are. That's a big thing to say. And you're going to prove it. And anyone else, because anyone in this room, within the orbit of my speaking, and you can hear me, you can ride on this inquiry yourself and come to the same recognition. Again, the question, if it is true that everything in your world, at least, that you call your knowledge, your experience from the past, memory, everything, even your ideas of the future, all of this is perceived, experienced or perceived, okay? That which is perceiving it, can that be known? Can it be recognized? Is it something tangible or intangible? And then you must look inside. Don't give me, I think. No, I don't want I thinks. The question is clear enough. It's present enough. And I'll tell you the answer, if there is one, is right where you are. You don't have to leave this space. It's not in the flowing Ganga. No, it's you. You have to produce this. This response must come from where? Must come from you. That which is perceiving your life, including your subtlest thoughts, feelings, emotions, memory, ideas about the future. That which is perceiving it, no? Including your mind, including some sensations which are so subtle, there are no names for them. They are perceived in you. That which is perceiving, can it itself be perceived? Can it be identified?
It seems
This is a now question, not a speculative. Yes.
when I hear your question, can it be perceived? That's when a subtle sense of trying to see something arises. I see that movement of some minor effort to try to see that.
So even the minor effort to try and see that is perceived in that. Is it not true? Yes, yes. So even the minor effort to try and... how do you see the perceiver? Do you go... how is it perceived? Is there a perceiver as an entity? If there is perceiving, what is it that is perceiving? Is it something other than yourself? Are you yourself an object in front of the lens of perception? Or are you behind the lens of perception? Or beyond? Your mind will not help you now by itself. It can only speculate and say, I think, and yeah, maybe, no. But there's something more than your mind here. You are here. You come and people say, I want to know myself. I want to realize who I am. This is how you're going to find out. Closer than intimacy itself. What's happening? If you're stuck?
A little, and then there's some longing calling you from within to help me see. Or
that is
so,
also perceived.
Yeah.
That is also perceived. By the same perceiving principle or whatever it is that's perceiving. That is also perceived. So immediately, if you see that even that is perceived, that is not you. You see? It is only a feeling, a very intimate feeling you're having, a very personal feeling, a very desperate feeling, a very urgent feeling. But it will just be a feeling and it will pass. And its passing will also be perceived. Have you touched the perceiver yet? So where are we then? Should we give up? Is it an unanswerable question? Others have gone ahead already. They have broken through this seeming riddle. I give you another clue. I've been sharing this over and over. If you imagine a knife or something, a very sharp knife, it can cut many things. Anything can cut. But however sharp it is, it cannot cut itself, isn't it? Why it cannot cut itself? Because it can only cut other. Itself is one whole. It cannot cut itself. Or a scale, as I said, that can weigh many objects, but it cannot weigh itself. Why it cannot weigh itself? It can only weigh other. In the same way, we are only ever perceiving other. Other. How do you perceive I? The sense I am is in everyone. It is there before even your name came. Before your given name was accepted, it was accepted by this principle, the feeling I am, I exist. Am means to be, exist. Who is the I that am? I'm going to give you a giveaway word. We call it consciousness. Consciousness, please listen, consciousness is that which causes us to have the sense of knowing. It is the sentient principle by which we have the sense of knowing or perceiving. So even perceiving cannot happen without consciousness. Perceiving and consciousness are one. I bring you back to the question again. All are perceiving. Even if there's some restlessness in you, even if something feels uncomfortable with this question, that is also perceived. Who is the perceiver? Where is it located? Who are you? Can the perceiver be itself perceived? And if it can be perceived, by what can it be perceived? So you must feel, you have to feel this out also. Can the perceiver be perceived? So I'm going to leave you with this question for a moment. I'm coming back to it. Because you can contemplate on this anytime. And what will happen out of your contemplation is that you are going to have, your beingness is going to be so concentrated in its urge to solve this mystery. Because it seems, well, if there's something perceiving, it must be recognizable. Then I ask you, by what is it recognizable? And can it be recognized? You see? And something is like the mind dries up. It cannot help you now. Yes? Who are you? You ask again, I just want to ask you, please help me. I'm going to come in another way to you. If right now, you're not able to make use of this question, I'm going to ask you another thing to do. If all your questions, all your doubts, all your desires, everything, if you are willing for just a few minutes with me here, to simply leave them aside for a few minutes while we inquire again into this, are you prepared to try it? Yeah? If I said to you now, all your ideas that you have, consciously or subconsciously, okay? Just leave them out. Leave them aside. I said to one person, I think it was 2 days ago, imagine we want to meet. You want to meet me, I want to meet you. But I've said, you come to my room, I'm in a small room, okay? But before you can come in to meet me, leave your story outside. Leave all your ideas outside the door. Everything you think you are or want to be or have done, all your failures and successes and the story of them, leave it outside, okay? And all your ideas about who you are, just leave them alone for a moment. And all that you want to be, leave it alone for a moment. Just be really empty of all your conceptual stuff, all your knowledge and stuff about yourself, because they are not original to you. They are not original to you. They were acquired sometime later, after you even appeared in form. They came later. So we can leave it aside for a moment. Are we on board with this one? So you leave everything for now, leave everything aside, and come in. Come in. Let's come into this place. Okay? Now, here, without your references to your stories and what you did when you were 12 and how you did this, all this is out, including your sense I and its content. Leave that alone. And don't pick up any new concepts for a moment. It's not going to be painful, by the way, I'll tell you. No? So you leave everything for a moment, everything, and don't touch, okay, now what's next? So just stop. Leave everything. I'm just going to give you a few moments just to allow that to settle in you. What remains here now? You are uncluttered now. Everything has been taken away for a moment. Don't worry, you can have them back soon if you want. But right now, you're empty of everything by your own will. Now, what remains? Have a feel and tell me, what remains now? Just look, don't think. You're thinking you left out, remember? You left it outside. Just see, what remains now? What is here? How do you feel? You are here, no? You couldn't leave you outside. You could just leave your baggage outside. But you're here. And your senses are here also. Innocent, no? Innocent. How do you feel now? What is your experience? Don't make anything up. Don't go to imagination. We left that. We agreed we're going to leave that outside as well. What is imaginary, whatever you need to visualize, no, we're going to leave that out. Just your sober being. So please, you can say. See, she's got thinking eyes. Thinking eyes are like this.
I was looking still. There's still a sense of something, looking for that thing which you're pointing to.
I have told you now, forget about this. Don't have any image about what I'm talking about. This was another exercise I gave you. Leave everything. Even the thing you think I'm talking about, leave that also. Okay? Fair enough? Fair chance. So be totally empty of any projection, any kind of intellectual or imaginary construction. Just leave it. No? And you must be able to find or discover or to tell me what remains now. Is it a black hole? What remains? Is it experience to be too difficult? This too difficult question? Is it too difficult, the question?
It's just something I can't quite put into words.
There's something you cannot put into words. I mean, you cannot even put it into thought even. How do you feel? Do you feel like you're missing something really important here? Is it a disappointing discovery? Huh?
No.
Keep being with it. Keep being in it. Just keep being with this, okay? Just be here, okay? You say, I don't feel anything is particularly missing. Nothing of value is missing. Huh? You have any problems here?
Only when the mind thinks it needs to find something, but that's seen.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want something more than this? Tell me for a minute. Would you want, I mean, would this be enough as it is for now? Or do you want something? What do you want from here? What's really missing? Be honest. We are being honest. No?
I guess there's remains some sense of wanting to recognize that.
Yes.
Or thinking that I've not yet recognized that.
But you're in the recognition of it now. Can you try to describe it a little bit? Can it be described? Supposing I was to tell you that this is yourself. Supposing I was to take the risk and say, listen, guys, this is yourself. Would it be a horrible news? Okay, I take it back. I don't say it is yourself. Remember, from here, everything that is perceivable, every taste is perceived. Look in this, look in this. Where did this begin? Where could it possibly begin, this? Does it have a beginning? Where can it end, this? Where can it end? Does it have end? Are you with me? We can call it a day.
No, it
if
doesn't,
change
it doesn't seem
subject.
to end.
It cannot end. Thank you. Wow, feedback. Feedback. I got feedback. Okay, it cannot end. Okay, you say it cannot end, cannot begin. Can it die? Do you think you're capable of answering a question like this? This that we're looking at and from, and in, and through. Can it die? Are you speculating, or can you stand with what you're seeing? Do you trust what you're seeing and experiencing? Is it trustworthy? Or are we speculating? I've taken away the speculative side of your mind. No? So let's leave all the the mental conjuring aside for a moment. Imagining abilities, we know you can imagine, but we don't want imagining. We don't want any visualization. Just sober seeing. Okay?
It's still me here.
Huh?
It's still me here.
It's still you here. Can I ask you another question? Can it fade? Whatever this is. Who is on board with what I'm speaking? Whoa, that is very good. That's very good. Can it fade? Meaning that it, okay, it's lunchtime. Okay, lunch. Oh, what happened to that thing? Oh, it's gone. Never mind. Can it fade? No. It's good.
So then there's no need to look for anything.
Are you asking or are you... Are you asking or are you affirming?
If I'm here, then
Does it have a particular religion, this thing?
no.
Is it male or female? Does it have a color?
So when the mind dances back in again,
The mind can dance in again.
Just-
I mean, where else can the mind appear in, apart from in the field of view? The mind is only a tourist. He's only coming, hello, hi, but it's seen. When you see something, suppose you are here, your name is John, and then I introduce you to 15 people, James, Patrick, blah, 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 blah. Do you forget you are John? Suppose your name is John. I say, John, I have some friends here. This is George, this is Philip, this is Patrick, this is Amy, this is Joanna, this is so-and-so, and I'm sorry, this is, sorry, I got confused. I don't know who I am anymore. No, you don't forget who you are. Even if you are introduced to 1 billion people, you don't forget who you are. So if the mind comes in, can it make you forget that you are this? I said something, and I would like to share it with you because it's coming up now. I said before, I am. I am before the idea that I could forget myself or that I need to remember myself was learned and was believed. Again, I am. Before the idea arose that I could forget myself or that I needed to remember myself was believed or learned. This is before any thought, any idea came, that it was hidden and something had to find it. You are it. It is you. Why this feels so difficult to accept is because we were, as manifested forms of consciousness, we were compelled by some power to identify ourselves with this particular body. In fact, when the mother of your mother gave birth to you, this was not the body she gave birth to, in fact. She couldn't give birth to a body so big. Okay? It was a tiny thing. Okay? And that tiny thing keeps metamorphosizing into different shapes and became what it is. At the present, today, it looks like this. Another 2 years, it will look like something else, a little bit more. You see? So it's always changing. It's always changing. When your parents were expecting you, were they expecting you particularly? Did they know, yeah, she's going to come and she's going to have this personality, and when they don't know anything. And neither do you. You're simply unfolding. Just unfolding. Okay? Something is unfolding called you. And so this push, this compulsion to identify with the body and with the conditioning that arose in the place where the body was born became an identity, a secondary identity called George or Susan or whatever it is named. But underneath the name George or Susan is I am consciousness. Actually, I is everybody's name. I is everybody's name. I am is everybody's name. And I am is also called a name of God. But nobody was christened by their parents as this child will be called I am. I am means consciousness. I, John, means I person. And the I person is supported by I consciousness. But the I person has not understood that it is I consciousness. And the I person, so the idea we have of who we are is suffering from and experiencing the ideas it has about itself. Not an easy thing to swallow easily. Let's come back to this place. Has it moved? Can it move? Can it leave? Meaning that it must leave to arrive at some place it is not. Is there any space left where it is not so that it can travel to? Yes. You didn't realize you could answer such profound questions, did you? You didn't realize you could answer such profound questions. And why can you answer such profound questions? Because it is your experience. Did you go to the university to study this? No. We have a few minutes and you can answer. I don't hear anyone saying, I think. You're saying, no, it cannot fade. Can it expand? You're not ready for that question yet?
There is sometimes a sense of expansion that appears within it.
Okay, let me tell you where the expansion comes from. That which is, I call it, and many people call it, the absolute awareness, self. The principle of existence itself. It has no story, it is beyond quality, yet it is the source or the womb of all that manifests. Manifest means something has a shape, a form, a size. And sentient manifestation means it has a shape, form, size, and intelligence. It can think. That same what isness as manifested through what you may call consciousness, which is the dynamic aspect of itself. Have I gone too far, or I'm okay? I'm okay? Okay, good. So it manifests through this dynamic quality of itself, which is what I call the fluid consciousness. And through this consciousness comes the realm of knowing, of diversity, of duality, of multiplicity. It wanted to taste all the tastes of the manifest world. Okay? It is this consciousness that is announcing itself as the vibration, I am. I am is that. This I amness also, it is neither male nor female. It has no religion, has no belief system. It doesn't have a mindset. It is pure consciousness, but it's a dynamic consciousness. I say dynamic consciousness because this consciousness can further, where you may say, extend itself to the idea, I am this body, I am this person. It can take on that belief, and then it believes its ideas into reality. It becomes experiential for it. So this is what we call a person. It is, spirituality means the shift from personhood to presence. From person to presence. It is, the person is still consciousness, but it is consciousness with lots of quality, lots of idiosyncrasies, lots of, it is a very, very chaotic realm. And for a while, the consciousness enjoys the sense of autonomy and privacy in that expression. But at a certain point, that expression is also compelled to evolve. And the evolution of the person is from person to presence. Presence, again, as I said, it is the pure consciousness, like the lens through which all things are seen. That is the aim of most forms of spirituality, is to get back to the place of the I amness. It is the pure place. Okay? How it does that? It must transcend the dream state whereby it believes it is a person. Just listen to me right now. Don't make any notes. You don't have to make any notes. Because when I show you again, when you see where you are and rest in what you are, it will confirm my words in you. Okay? So we don't have to treat it like we're in classroom or something. Just let me ramble on for a little bit, okay? So this consciousness, this dreaming itself as a person, has got to wake up. And you have heard the term wake up. Waking up is another name we call sometimes enlightenment or self-realization or moksha or liberation, whatever. Okay? That happens when the consciousness that believed itself to be merely a person come to realize that it is consciousness and that the person is only a mask or a dream it's having about itself. Let me just say this thing, okay? Let me give you in picture form, okay? Let's say there's a sense of the person, which I say becomes the presence. It's not like the person object, put over here, become presence. It's more like if you could imagine a snake. You can say the snake is, the head is in the garden, but the tail is still in the room. Can we give an example like this? So it's not completely safe yet. It's mostly out, but it's not completely out. Does that make sense? So don't start celebrating yet. The snake, the tail is still in the room, okay? So it has to come completely out. Let's say that this is a good snake now. This is a snake of consciousness. The person, there's no such thing as just a person by itself. It is a mixture of personalized thought combined mostly with consciousness. The more that it is in consciousness, the more beautiful the life becomes. The more it goes to person, the more it is thinking and worrying and getting depressed and this type of thing, and having lots of imagination and lots of that type of stuff, okay? So this changing over from person to presence, the journey called spirituality, is more like the snake that's moving more into consciousness, but the tail, the person is still there. So as it moves more fully into consciousness, the person is thinning away until fully it reaches the state of consciousness and the person becomes an old dream. That is the state we call the first stages of the realization of the self. What I point you to right now, when you are answering, say, yes, it cannot die, it wasn't born, it doesn't change. Where are you looking from? You're looking from the place of consciousness. And that's why, as consciousness, you could answer that question. You couldn't answer it before when you were in the state of person. You follow that is, no? And that's just in the space of in 1 hour. You have shifted from living and looking from the perspective of a person, until now you're speaking with the confidence of consciousness. And you're answering questions that scientists are still troubled about, and you're speaking directly from it. What more do we have to do now?
Nothing.
Nothing. One example multiplied by 2,000 times. Is it possible? One example multiplied by 2,000, if 2,000 forms of consciousness understood this experientially, you understand what kind of impact that has in life? One Buddha made so much difference in the world. One Christ made so much difference in the world. They understood this from inside the experience itself. You are beginning to understand this from the inside the experience itself. You started to ask, you're speaking as person. Now you are speaking as consciousness. Too good to be true? You must become the proof that God exists. Not the books. You are the living book. And this book is the greatest book. All the pages are empty. Only the title is, I Am.
Thank you.